Mo wakes up late, he takes his phone and starts scrolling. He sees a pretty girl and gets triggered to touch himself. Now he goes on a bad website, chooses a bad video and does a bad deed. He finishes and instantly regrets his actions. His day is already ruined. Even though he doesn't want to do it, he keeps falling for the same trap of shaytan again and again. Mo is sick of this disgusting habit and needs a change. Saifullah wakes up 30 minutes before Fajr, does dhikr, takes a cold shower, prays tahajjud, prays the sunnah and Fajr, reads Quran and starts working on his goals. His day is going great. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nuh and I help Muslims reach their full potential. Scroll down and subscribe if you want to improve your deen. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 things. Okay. Number 1, I'm going to give you the mindset you need to quit this habit. Then I'm going to give you the 4 steps of how habits are made and how to break them. After that, I'm going to give you some of my bro science and some Islamic tips as well. Second to last, I'll be giving you a secret tip that people in this industry are not talking about at all when it comes to this habit. And I promise you this tip works wonders. And lastly, maybe most interestingly, I'm going to teach you how to let shaytan help you quit this habit. And I promise it's not a joke. Shaytan actually is going to help you quit this habit. Watch the video all the way until the end so you get all of the tips, you get all of the juice, and inshallah, you will never do this habit again. The first thing that you need to do is you need to take full responsibility. It is your fault that you're here. Not your parents' fault, not your friend's fault, not the TV's fault, not the environment's fault, your fault. That means that you can take full responsibility and you have full control of your situation, which means that you can change your situation for the better. If someone else has the control of your situation, you can't do anything about it. So we always want to take full responsibility and we never want to use excuses and actually justify the action. People want to come to me and say, but at least I'm not doing something worse. At least I'm not committing a sin. So you want to justify a sin with a bigger sin? That makes no sense. That's like me going up to you. Imagine that you're married and I come up to you and I go to your wife and I slap her on the butt. And I say, hey brother, relax. At least I didn't grape her. Astaghfirullah. How many times have you heard people say, at least I'm not hurting anybody else? Really? You really think you're not hurting anybody else? First of all, you're hurting yourself. That should already be enough reason for you to quit this habit because you need to respect yourself. But second of all, you're also hurting your family. You're hurting your future. You're hurting your spouse. You're hurting your future kids that you're going to have as well. You're hurting this whole entire ummah by doing this sin and holding us all back. You're depriving everyone of your full potential. Your full potential could be helping this ummah get better, lift us all up. But right now, you're one of the people that is dragging us down. That's you. You need to stop false quitting. You need to stick to the plan that I'm going to give you right now. So again, you watch this video all the way until the end. Don't click off. Watch it until the end and take action. I want you to realize what is going to happen if you don't quit. You're going to be stuck with this habit every single day for the rest of your life. You're going to fall for the same traps of shaitan again and again and again, feeling bad about it again and again and again. Realize that these images, this habit, it is destroying your iman. It is destroying your iman. It's literally gutting you. And then you want to come to us and ask, how do I not have any khushu in my prayers? Yani, what did you expect? And other people want to come with a bright idea of, well, you know what? Maybe I should just get married. That is going to fix my solution. No, it is not going to fix your solution. Getting married is not the right option to do. If you're a pervert before marriage, you're going to be a pervert after marriage. If you're shameless before marriage, you're going to be shameless after marriage. Marriage isn't the solution. That isn't the fix. You have to fix your mind first. Fix this habit first and then get into marriage. Because if you're going to go into marriage with this habit, you're going to destroy your marriage. You're going to destroy your family. Everything is going to fall apart. Imagine that somehow you stay ending up together, you get kids and your kids catch you. Astaghfirullah. Is that the position that you want to be in? Is that the kind of father that you want to be? Every time that you go out, you're constantly looking, you're constantly staring. Every time a woman walks by, you don't see a human being who deserves respect. You see a piece of meat. Astaghfirullah. How would you feel if other people did that to your mother, to your sister, to your daughter? Someone looking at them with lust. Oh, I want to do something with that person. Oh, I can't wait. Astaghfirullah. Every day you're living and you're going to live with the weight of regret. And even if nobody knows, you do. Every time you look in the mirror, you know. Not only you, by the way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. The angels know. Shaitan around you knows. Who's making you do the sin. Who are literally looking at you while you're doing that sin.
You guys looking at it? I made him do it again. And I'm not even trying anymore. Look at this loser.
That's you. You want to be that person? Or do you want to win against shaytan? You want to win against shaytan. So continue on with the video. I understand that you aren't a bad person. Your nafs call you to the sin. The industry is evil. They want you to be consumers of filth, of dirt. They want you to destroy your life. They want you to destroy your deen, your afterlife. They know that your weakness are your urges. But now you also know, which means I know what my weakness is, so I can start building experience and leveling up my skill to resist these urges. And do not ignore the feeling of fear, the feeling of shame and feeling bad when you are in the process of doing the sin, right after the sin, before the sin, when you're thinking of the sin, because that feeling of fear and shame is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to think about it, you want to focus on it, so you can try to prevent from doing that sin again. Now this is very important. It's time for you to make a decision that you really want to quit this sin. You have to be honest, seek help. Tell someone around you that can actually help you, that won't be shaming you. Inshallah, this video will be enough for you to quit this sin forever. But if you've been struggling for years and you really can't quit this sin on your own, you can't ask help of anybody else, you can send me the word struggle on Instagram and I'll see if I can personally help and guide you to quit this sin forever. Now, let's talk about how to navigate this sin, how to quit it. The 4 steps of habits. When it comes to habit formation, we have 4 steps. We have the cue, we have the craving, we have the response, and the reward. Now let's talk about all of these 4 sections when it comes to this sin. The cue is the trigger. What is triggering you into this sin, into this habit? Very important, because for most people, it's probably going to be something like, maybe you're scrolling on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. You see something pretty that you shouldn't have been seeing. Now you're triggered into wanting to do it. So how do you prevent this from happening? Delete the social media. The best thing is that you go through your social media and you remove everything, every video that is kind of triggering. I'm not interested, I'm not interested, I'm not interested. So they won't keep showing you these videos, and you watch the Islamic videos, you watch the good videos, you watch them until the end, you like it, you comment, you share. So they're going to give you more of these Islamic videos and less of these bad haram videos. You have to be able to lower your gaze. Now there are many tips that I can give you on lowering gaze. I actually made a video about it. I'll put the link in the description so you can check the video about lowering gaze. First finish this video, then watch the video on lowering gaze, because it's going to help you tremendously when it comes to getting rid of this habit, because lowering gaze is most of the time the trigger into why you're starting this habit. But first watch this video all the way until the end, because I'm going to still give you amazing tips and secrets. When you are bored or stressed, a lot of people also, they want to now go and do this habit out of boredom or stress. So what do you do against it? If you're too stressful, get rid of the things that are making you so stressed out and having that as your relief of stress. Find a different relief of stress. Do some sports. If you're bored, find a passion project. Get interested in Islam, study the Quran, learn how to recite with tajweed, maybe study the hadith, start a business, work on yourself, study a language. Whatever works for you that you're going to enjoy, that you can keep yourself busy with, as long as it's not watching these bad things. Heck, even if you want to go and play video games as a little in-between step, as long as you're not doing that, do that, I guess. But it's better to do something that's going to be good for this dunya and for the akhirah, inshallah. Now, when you're alone in the bedroom, when you're alone in the bathroom, on the shower, or on the toilet, make sure that your phone isn't near you when you're in those situations. When you go to your bed, you're going there to sleep without your phone next to you. Put your phone in another room or put it very far away from you so you can still hear the alarm clock and you can wake up in the morning. But don't keep it in bed. Don't bring it with you in the bathroom, on the toilet, in the shower. So you can do those things when you're private and alone. Don't try to be private. Don't try to be alone. If it's possible for you to have a roommate or to get a roommate, do that. It's going to help tremendously quitting this sin. Because how are you going to do it with the other person there, right? Now, let's say that you do get triggered into this habit. Now you fall into the craving section. Now you want to do this habit. You just got triggered into it. You think about it. Now you want to do it. First of all, just because you get triggered into doing this habit does not mean you actually have to go and pursue the habit. It's just a trigger. If you wait a couple of minutes, it's going to go. If you have the mental strength to wait a couple of minutes, it's going to go. In a bit, I'm going to give you all of my bro science tips for when you're actually into this craving. If you follow this bro science section, you're never going to do this habit again. If you follow those tips, if you follow all of them, there's no way that you do this. If if you just have the strength to do this habit. So give me a second. Let me go through this 4 steps, and then I'm going to give you my bro science, and it's going to work. Now, when you actually get the craving of you want to do the sin, remind yourself of all of the negative consequences that are going to happen if you keep doing the sin. Allah is watching. The angels are watching. Shaitan is watching. You're going to fail your marriage. You're going to fail your family. Everything's going to fall apart. You're going to feel bad. You can't look at yourself with proud in the mirror. Remind yourself of all of the negative consequences that works best for you. Think about your why you actually want to quit this habit. Now, the response of you actually wanting to do this sin, make it difficult and hard for yourself to actually do this sin. So do not be alone in the room and don't have your phone nearby, okay? Those are the 2 biggest tips. And finally, the reward, the feeling that you have, focus on the negative feeling that you have after you do it. Imagine you did it anyways. Focus on that negative feeling that you have, the guilt, the regret. Now, important to note, if you're struggling with really bad depression and you're almost feeling suicidal and things like that because you can't seem to quit it, this is different. Focus on the positivity. If you do it 3 times a day and now you do it 2 times a day, alhamdulillah, you're improving. Go from 2 to 1 time a day, go to every other day, to skip 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, once a week, once a couple weeks, once a month, inshallah, until you can quit this habit. But if you're still a little bit mentally stronger, I would say get mad at yourself if you do this sin. Get mad at yourself. I'm like, I'm not going to do it again. And I'm going to give you the juicy tips right now because we have entered the bro science section. Now pay attention because these things might fly straight over your head, okay? All of these tips are pretty much for when you are triggered for doing the sin. Now you want to resist against doing it. These are the tips that you have to implement. Number 1 is call someone or go to some family. If you're alone in your room, go to your family. Call a friend. You don't even have to say that you're struggling. Just call a friend. Because if you're on the call with him, you're not going to do this, right? That's insane. Number 2, move positions. If you're in your bed, if you're in the bathroom, move position. Go somewhere else. Go for a walk. Reset your mind. Take in some fresh air. It's going to help a lot. Or go to the ground and do push-ups until you can't do them anymore. I mean, max out until you're on the ground. Everything is shaking. Then try to do it. Then try and do this dirty sin. It's gonna be impossible because you're gonna be so exhausted and tired from the push-ups that you just did. You're not gonna want to do this sin anymore. Think about Allah that is watching, the angels that are watching, the shaytan that is watching, hoping you do this sin, laughing at you if you do this sin. Think about them. They're literally watching you while you're doing it. Think about your son that's watching. Is that the kind of father you want to be? Think about it. Keep your son in mind. Do you want your son to do the sin? No. So you don't have to do the sin. Lead as an example. Always remember why you are doing this, why you are resisting these urges. If you guys want me to make some kind of motivational video about this, like a 5-minute separate motivational video, so every time you get these urges, let me know and I'll make a video for this, no problem. Now some Islamic tips are to make a wudu. When you feel these urges, go and make your wudu. A little bro science attached to this. Go and take a cold shower. Do your wudu in a cold shower. Make a ghusl in a cold shower. Do a cold shower. See if after the cold shower you still want to do the sin. The answer is no. Because first of all, you're going to be, let's not talk about that. Second of all, you're going to just feel motivated and strong. Every time you take a cold shower, you feel strong and powerful to do now whatever you need to do and to resist whatever you need to resist. It's going to be so much easier. I promise you. Take a cold shower, do your wudu in a cold shower, come out of it, and if somehow you're still feeling these urges or you just want to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, go and pray 2 rakat. Because now you need to think about it. Now you're already letting shaitan work for you. Because if shaitan is going to give you these urges and shaitan starts to realize, wait, this dude's serious. If I will give this dude the urges to do the sin, he's going to go and do his wudu and pray 2 rakats. You're gonna let shaitan think now, because I don't think that's worth it for shaitan. The ROI is not there. Talking about letting shaitan help you, let's talk about it, right? How else can you make him do that? Set a punishment to the sin. So not only to the craving of the sin, if you want to do the sin, okay, you can only let shaitan help you there by doing a cold shower, by saying you're gonna pray 2 rakats. But also a big Islamic punishment when you actually do the sin. For example, next time I go and do the sins, wallahi, I'm going to pray 20 rakat or 30 rakat or 50. Something that really like, oh no, I don't want to do that many. Now shaitan has to think, yo, if I make him do that sin, he's gonna pray 50 rakat. That's not worth it. He's gonna help you not do this sin, so you don't have to pray the 50 rakat. Just so you don't have to pray the 50 rakat. Wallahi, next time I do this sin, I'm gonna pray 3 days consecutively in a row. The moment I do this sin. Shaytan doesn't want you to do that. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. So he's literally going to help you resist these sins. He's going to help you break the habit, inshallah. But you have to be serious about it. Because if you're just speaking, I'm not gonna do it, and then you do the sin and then you're gonna skip the prayer, skip the fasting. Shaitan knows. Shaitan knows that intention. You have to be like 100% serious about it and do it. The moment that you do the sin, do the rakats. Go and do your wudu, do and do the rakats. All of them in a row. Go and do the prayers in a row. Go and do the fasting straight after this. So Shaitan knows that you're serious. And now the last tip that I want to give you, the secret tip that I was talking about, is the power of one more. Macro and micro. Meaning, the power of one more. Do not focus on quitting this habit forever. Focus on quitting this habit today. Just don't do it today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just worry about today. And then when tomorrow comes, again, you focus on today. Not the next day, just today. The present moment. You don't know if you're going to do it tomorrow. You just know that you're not going to do it today, and do that again and again and again and again. And when you are actually really close to it and you're trying to implement all of these tips, just ask yourself before you do it, when you really feel like doing it, can I extend me doing this for 1 more minute? Can I delay it for 1 more minute? The answer is yes. So when that minute passes, ask yourself again, can I extend it for 1 more minute? If my life would depend on it and all I have to do is delay for 1 more minute, could I do it? The answer is yes. You can do it. So focus on those minutes. Focus on those days. Live in the present moment. 1 more. That is the power of 1 more. You should never give up. Stop hurting yourself with this sin. Stop hurting your future self. Stop hurting this ummah, and make us all better by curing yourself from this sickness, inshallah. Always remind yourself of the consequences. Realize that this is a war. It is us against shaitan. It is us against the evil industries, the kafirs who want us to do this. This is a war, so get into a war mindset. Us against them. Know that Allah is watching you. Know that your son is watching you. You don't want to be that kind of father. You're better than that. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, man. Fake it till you make it. Inshallah, you watch this video all the way until the end and you're never going to do this habit again. But if you want my one-on-one help, DM me the word struggle on Instagram and I'll see if I can personally help and guide you to quit this habit forever. Jazakallah khair for watching this video all the way until the end. If you haven't watched the video yet about lowering the gaze, I really recommend that you watch this video right now. Jazakallah khair for watching this video until the end. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and peace.